Let me share a little secret with you. Debt isn't always the enemy. In fact, when you use it right, it can actually be your greatest ally. We've all been taught that debt is bad, but here's something the wealthiest people know that you don't. Debt is a powerful tool that can be used to create massive wealth if you know how to leverage it. But don't get me wrong, there's bad debt and there's good debt. If you're drowning in credit card debt or have a car loan that's draining your finances, that's definitely not the kind of debt I'm talking about. That's the kind of debt that will tie you down and hold you back. But then there's the other kind, strategic debt. It's the kind that the wealthy use all the time. Think about it. The richest people in the world didn't just save up a ton of money and then use that to build their empires. No, they borrowed. They borrowed wisely and used other people's money to get ahead. So let's dig into how you can turn debt into a positive force for building wealth. By the end of this, you'll see that debt isn't something to fear. It's something you can use to fuel your future. Ready? Let's get started. 1. Borrowing to build a business. We all know starting a business is tough. You need capital, and for many people, that means borrowing money. Now, you might think, if I borrow money to start my business, isn't that just setting myself up for failure? It sounds risky, but when done right, it's not only possible, it's how the wealthy get richer. Think about this. When you start a business, you need to make some big upfront investments. Whether it's buying equipment, hiring staff, or paying for marketing, those costs add up fast. And let's be real, how many of us have enough savings to fund everything we need without a loan? Let's say you want to open a bakery. Instead of putting up all your savings, you take out a loan. The loan allows you to purchase your equipment, lease the space, and hire your first few employees. And then you use your sales from customers to pay back the loan. Now, here's the key. You're not borrowing money to sit on it and hope it appreciates. You're borrowing money to grow your business. It's a strategic move. Your loan is fueling your business, which in turn is making you money. If you wait to save up the money to pay for everything out of pocket, you'll be stuck waiting forever. The loan speeds up the process and helps you scale quickly. So while it might seem risky, it's a smart move when done carefully. The debt you take on to fund your business is an investment in your future. And with the right strategy, you're setting yourself up for success. 2. Refinancing to unlock wealth. Let's talk about real estate. Mortgages have long been seen as a necessary evil. You buy a house, and for the next 30 years, you're paying down a mortgage. But what if I told you that mortgages, when used properly, are a tool that the rich use to create wealth? The trick is refinancing. When you refinance, you take out a new mortgage at a lower interest rate, or you tap into your home's equity to fund new investments. This might sound like a simple concept, but it's a game changer. Imagine this. You've purchased a property, and over time, you've built equity. You might have put down a 20% down payment, but now the property has appreciated. What do the wealthy do with this newfound value? They refinance. Let's say you bought a house for $300,000. After a few years, the value of the property increases to $400,000 because of market appreciation and some renovations you've made. You've been paying down your mortgage, and now you have significant equity in the property. Here's where refinancing comes in. You go to the bank and refinance, and now you can pull out the equity from your home. So instead of just living in the house and paying it off, you've tapped into the home's equity, which allows you to invest in other opportunities, maybe another property, a business, or even stocks. This is how many wealthy people build an empire, by using their property as leverage to create more wealth. Refinancing isn't just for lowering your mortgage payment. It's a way to take advantage of the value you've built and unlock opportunities to grow. The key is using the loan to fund new projects, new investments, or even business ventures. This is a tactic the wealthy use all the time, and it's how they turn one property into many. 3. Using borrowed money for investment debt is a great tool for investment, especially when you're borrowing money at a low interest rate to invest in high return assets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't I just invest with my own money? That's what most people do. But here's the thing, when you borrow money to invest, you can significantly increase your returns. Let's look at an example. Say you've got $5,000 in savings and you decide to invest that money in the stock market. If your investment grows at 8% a year, you'll have $5,400 after 1 year. But what if you borrow $20,000 at 4% interest and invest that instead? Now you've got $25,000 to work with. Let's say your investment grows at the same 8%. You're now looking at $27,000 at the end of the year. After paying off the $20,000 loan and the interest, you're left with $2,600. So with borrowed money, you've made more money than you would have if you just invested your own savings. This strategy works especially well when borrowing costs are low. You borrow at a low rate and invest in assets that provide a higher return. It's one of the reasons why wealthy people don't hesitate to borrow money when they have a solid investment plan in place. The key is to make sure the return on your investment is greater than the cost of borrowing the money. This is how people get ahead faster. They leverage debt to increase their investment capacity. The best part? You get to keep the profit from the appreciation of the asset, minus the loan repayment. 4. The power of tax deductions. Here's something the rich know. Debt comes with tax benefits. You heard me right. Borrowing money can actually save you money on taxes. How, you ask? Well, when you borrow money to invest in a business or real estate, the interest you pay on that loan is often tax deductible. Let's say you borrow $100,000 to invest in a property. You're paying interest on that loan, right? Well, guess what? You can usually deduct that interest on your taxes. This means you're paying less in taxes, which frees up more money for you to reinvest. Real estate investors love this. Not only do they have an asset that's growing in value, but they also get the benefit of tax deductions on the interest payments. It's like getting a discount on your investment. And it doesn't stop with real estate. Business owners can also deduct the interest on loans they take to fund their operations or expansion. These deductions can add up fast, and the savings can be reinvested into the business to fuel even more growth. It's a tax loophole that the wealthy use to their advantage. So if you've been avoiding taking on debt because you think it's just another bill to pay, think again. When used properly, debt can reduce your tax burden and create new opportunities for growth. 5. Using debt to leverage opportunities. One of the most powerful ways the rich use debt is by leveraging other people's money. This might sound like a risky strategy, but it's a tried and true method for multiplying wealth. Let's say you're flipping houses. Instead of using your own money to fund the purchase, you partner with someone who has the capital. You find a distressed property, and instead of putting up all the money yourself, you bring in an investor. You agree to split the profits when the property is sold. This way, you're using someone else's money to buy and flip the property, and you don't have to carry all the risk. The beauty of this strategy is that it allows you to scale faster. You don't need to wait until you have enough money to fund the next deal. By leveraging other people's money, you can take on more projects at once and increase your potential returns. This strategy is used by real estate investors, business owners, and even traders. The key is finding people who believe in your vision and are willing to invest in your projects. You bring the expertise and the hard work, and they provide the capital. It's a win-win. Conclusion. Here's the bottom line. Debt doesn't have to be the villain. It can be a tool for building wealth if you use it wisely. From borrowing to build your business, to refinancing to unlock new opportunities, to using debt to leverage investments and reduce your taxes. There are countless ways debt can work in your favor. The wealthy have known this for years. They don't avoid debt. They use it to create more wealth. It's not about borrowing money just for the sake of it. It's about having a plan, understanding the risks, and using debt strategically to fuel your growth